Yay! What is up, everyone? Welcome to Ginger Runner Live, episode number 381. This fun episode tonight. It's been, you know what? It's
already fun.
Yeah, it's already a blast. It's been since earlier this year that we've done one of these episodes.
Is that
been a long
true?
time. Yeah, it's been a long time. Tonight we're doing our type of show that we love to do. Obviously, we wish we did it more frequently, but it's our viewer mail and inspiration episode where we get to share your stories that are shared with us. So tonight we have a bunch. We're going to try to get through as many as possible. People have submitted their stories from the last year, and we're going to get to share those with you. And hopefully you can leave tonight a little bit more inspired, a little bit more ready to take on some of your running challenges as we end to the end of this year and into the new year. So welcome everyone to the episode. Sit back, relax. Ginger Runner Live 381 begins now.
Ginger Runner.
Yay! What is up, everyone? Welcome to Ginger Runner Live, episode number 381. Thank you for taking some time out of your busy Tuesdays to spend a little bit of it with us. We have a special show tonight. We are doing our viewer mail and inspiration episode where we get to share your stories of triumph and awesomeness and tackling your own challenges and overcoming them, or even just not overcoming them. It's kind of the beauty of these episodes. We love sharing your experiences because it's not, it's not all just about Kim and myself or our guests who we have on, that sort of thing. So these are some of mine and Kim's favorite episodes to do.
By far.
It's just been a long time. I just realized.
Crazy. And Vivian in the chat confirms it was February-ish.
I thought it was in March, but man, February. So, what better way to sort of wrap up the year than by sharing your stories from the year? So we have a bunch of stories already lined up for future episodes, like plenty for tonight, but for future episodes of viewer mail and inspiration, if you would like to submit your story, all you got to do is email theginger@gingerrunner.com with the subject line viewer mail, and we can try to include that in a future episode of this. Also, just a quick announcement up top that this is our second to last Ginger Runner Live of the year. Next week, we are going to be doing our Gingermas giveaway show, our very special year wrap up. We give away tons of prizes to you, the viewers, just to thank you for being such amazing supporters through this year. So we do a thing called Gingermas every year. It's going to take place this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you want more information on how you can participate, it is free. All you got to do is go to gingermas.com. And you can register there, and you can participate this weekend and possibly win some amazing prizes. Got like North Face, Goo, Tracksmith Running, Hoka shoes, a bunch of different prizes from a bunch of our favorite brands. We're going to be giving those away next Tuesday on our Gingermas Surprise episode with special guest Gary Claus. Gary Robbins is returning to the Gingermas episode. We're very excited about it. But it's not just myself tonight.
It's not.
I am sitting next to my favorite human on the planet. Kim, how are you?
Hi.
Hi.
Doing well.
You gonna be in the chat room?
Nope.
Okay. I figured tonight we don't have a guest. Our guest is the viewers. We'll be sharing the stories tonight. So
Yeah. Welcome everyone. If you're new to the show, pop in chat and say hi. Of course, I will be in the chat room tonight. If you guys have questions for us, or if you have a quick little story or a comment about one of the stories we read, you can of course leave those comments in the chat room.
yes, Larry already in the chat's like Hoka shoes. When I said Hoka and I said it Hoka shoes.
Oh, is that what you said?
I did. I was just like, we're gonna be giving away Hoka shoes. It's
Hoka shoes.
Yeah, we'll give away Hokas.
Maybe they'll change their name again.
They're gonna change it to Hoka
Hoka
shoes.
shoes. All one word.
But yeah, tons of amazing prizes. So go register at gingermas.com. And before we kick this episode off and start reading your stories, of course, we'd like to thank the GR crew. And especially tonight, since this is sort of our, last show that isn't an event-based show. Our GR crew, those who support us on Patreon, patreon.com/thegingerrunner, they are the reason that we're able to do this show every week, as well as our daily live streams. We do daily shows called The Daily Brew, where Kim and I sit down with a cup of coffee or a different type of brew. Or actually, it's really just been saltwater taffy lately. We kind of changed the name of the show. But every day we sit down, we talk about running, we talk about what's going on in the news, we talk about life, we share stories, all sorts of stuff. It's just a blast. We've had a great time doing it. We're nearing 500 episodes of that.
Covered a variety of topics.
I'd say so. So if you would like to join the GR crew and be a part of that and see our daily live streams, be a part of the community, join our Discord server, all you got to do is go to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. You can join the crew. two individuals in particular at the top tier on Patreon we like to shout out at the beginning of every Ginger Runner Live episode. Rick Bjarnason. Rick Bjarnason's a British Columbian ultra runner, and he runs a company called cheekymonkeymedia.ca. They're a web design company. They did the gingerrunner.com website. Wonderful human. We love Rick, and he's just a super talented runner as well, and really wonderful support. So thank you, Rick. Brian Sands as well. Brian Sands, another ultra runner, currently training for the Cocodona 250 in Arizona,
Spicy.
250-mile ultra marathon.
No
Takes
big
place
deal.
over
No
5
big deal.
days.
No big deal.
No big deal. But Brian's been a longtime supporter, amazing crew member, truly inspirational. So thank you, Brian, as well. We appreciate you both very, very much. I say let's kick it off, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So as I mentioned, these are stories that have been submitted. There are some that have been submitted months ago because we have not done a viewer mail episode in a while. So I'll start with those.
Yeah. So if you're watching and one of your stories starts being read aloud and you're like, I didn't submit anything, you might have forgotten.
You may have forgotten. And like a couple of these, there's only a couple of them that we're going to read that take place in the previous months, but these events have probably already taken place. So I'm reading them specifically to ask for updates because I think the writers may be watching.
And I also love it. Folks in the chat room right now are grabbing their snacks, getting ready to sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
That's what we love to do. We love bringing the running community together every Tuesday. We sort of moved from Mondays to Tuesdays. It actually just works with our schedule better, and it feels nice to have like a Tuesday gathering of the community.
The problem is Vivian has mentioned Sour Patch Kids, and now that's all I can think about. One of my favorites.
We're going to wrap up the show and just go to the
get
store.
Sour Patch Kids.
Sorry about that. All right. So the first email comes to us from Leon. Leon says, "Hey, Ethan and Kim, greetings from the UK. Firstly, let me say, keep up the good work, and thanks for helping the whole crew through the last year." This email was sent just after the last viewer mail episode, so we're going way back.
Way back.
After the 101st lockdown here, it was getting hard to motivate myself. However, in the last month, was lucky enough to win a race entry to the Ultra Trail Snowdonia in the summer, and now find myself training for a 50K with 11,000 feet of vert in an area with no real hills. The crazy thing is having the challenge in creating routes that loop and repeat smaller hills. It's really been mentally stimulating and distracting from the not having anywhere to go. It has forced me to try new paths and has been good training for those monotonous middle miles. Stay strong, find a focus, and keep the mind and body going. Thanks for keeping us sane, Leon.
It's crazy that in this particular race, 11,000 feet of vert in an area with no real hills.
I think the way I interpreted that is that the race has 11,000 feet. He's training for it in a place that doesn't have hills. I think that's how I'm interpreting that.
Because I was thinking, it's probably just one of those races that you're just doing this like
100-foot hill,
like
1,100
nonstop
times. That math is inaccurate. 110
Correct.
times would be the accurate one there. Yeah, Leon, if you were watching or you watch this in the archive, update us, drop us another email, and keep us posted, because I'm assuming that race has taken place. And with 11,000 feet of vert, I am super curious how it went.
That's a lot.
That is a
for
lot.
that distance.
That is a lot. Okay, so this, I believe, is an update to a letter that we read on the previous viewer mail. So I wanted to read this one as well, because it is a follow-up, because we did the same thing. We asked, give us the follow-up. Comes to us from Gavrilos Papadopoulos. Hi, Ethan and Kim. First of all, I wanted to express my sincere thanks for reading my email on your last live session. It was definitely a surprise. Gavrilos, we're doing it again. As a follow-up to my winky face at the end of my
I'm going to say they sign off of their email as Gabriel.
Oh, Gabriel. So I might be reading the Greek. Maybe it pops up on Google or something like that as the Greek translation or something like that. So Gabriel. That's much easier.
I'm sure they go by both.
Maybe it's Gabrielos or something, like the Greek version of it. I apologize. This is going to happen probably a lot tonight. As a follow-up to my winky face at the end of the previous email, because he described in his first marathon that he ran, but he had run since then. He had run other marathons, winky face. And I think during the show we were like,
winky face?
What was the winky face? I have run 3 more authentic marathons in Athens with no significant problems before, during, or after the race. However, road running made me feel like a hamster inside of a wheel, because at some point, and after countless half marathons, 10Ks, 5K races, I started to feel that I was losing my appetite for running. And then I started to watch some videos about trail running. Don't take it as a compliment, but your awesome videos helped on that, especially the Gary Robbins Barkley Marathon story, as well as GRGR 2019. So I was looking at UTMB races, as one does, getting into trail races. Western states as well, but these kind of races looked so distant to me. And I searched a little bit about Greece, and I discovered the Marathon in the Mountains of Gods, the Olympus Mountains, the Olympus Marathon. 44K, 3,200 meters, about 10,000 feet of gain, 10-hour time limit with strict cutoff times at specific checkpoints. And since I am fortunate enough to live in the center of Athens, but next to Imitos Mountain, I started to train for this. Firstly, I got all the criteria that were needed for the race. That means specific races with specific gain and distance. And then I applied for last year's race. And due to COVID, I was able to work from home 100% of the time, and I took my family and got to go to hometown in northern Greece. There I was starting to train on a beautiful and tough mountain range. So I was able to run consistently at altitudes above 2,000 meters, about 6,000 feet. And I was feeling awesome. But the race was canceled. So I am continuing my training, and I am hoping that this year's race will take place and finally take part in it, because I have become obsessed to the point where I am seeing the mountain in my dreams. However, once I got into trail running, I never went back to road running again. I'm using road running only for easy runs on the periods where I am relaxing and not preparing for a race. So thanks a lot once again, and keep up the awesome work and unbiased, true, and from inside your heart motivation that you give to the people. Lots of love, Gabriel. That is amazing, Gabriel, that you were able to get all that training in, all the requirements or prerequisites. Yeah. It sucks that the race was canceled.
But also another very 10,000 feet of gain, 44 kilometers.
Bonkers races.
I love just seeing folks just set like major goals.
Yeah, it's awesome. This next email comes to us from R. They preferred to just be referred to as R, but it is another sort of update to our previous viewer mail. R says, update. I ran my first trail race this weekend, the day before my birthday, and it was awesome. I placed second in my age group. I can't wait for the next one. Also, so congrats, R. I believe the previous email, today I ran a half marathon, and they were working towards the JFK 50 in November. R, if you could give us an update and let us know, did you run JFK? Because that just occurred recently. We're ripping through what's going on in the chat.
I've been listening to your stories.
Hello, chat. Let us know what you were thinking of these updates.
Larry in the chat does say my Lone Pine was canceled. Went to Mount Langley. So I think that is one of the things that we've learned over the last couple of years, just kind of altering our expectations. Yeah. Changing our plans on the fly. And even if we're trained for these big mountain races and maybe they don't happen, or you can't travel, or maybe you get an injury, I do think that's one of the silver linings maybe that's come out of the last couple of years of us kind of learning how better to adjust.
Just like adjust and adapt on the fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing that in these stories. And of course we want updates to see like where they're at now. Cause I know it sucks when you have all this training, you put in all this work. Especially with Gabriel, he trained for this marathon. It's in the mountains and did all this stuff, all the prerequisites, and then shows up and the race is canceled. And it's like, what do you do with all that training?
Yeah.
And I'm curious if they do end up choosing a different race. This one comes to us from Colin. 2015 was when I first really started thinking about ultra running as something that I could do. At that point, while I ran for fun, health, and the challenge, we had been in the waiting stage for adopting an infant for about 18 months. I finally pulled the trigger and signed up for my first 50-miler in March 2016. And the Monday of race week, my wife met me in the driveway with the news that a birth mom had chosen us and was in labor at that moment. We packed, really just threw things into the car, and drove to go pick up our daughter. Needless to say, I was a DNS for that race, but with zero regrets. In 2018, we started the adoption process again and told our daughter that we were going to adopt. She was super excited and immediately said, "I want a brother." We tried to say, "Honey, we really don't know what God's going to give us. We'll be so happy with either a sister or brother for you." And she goes, "No, a brother." Well, almost 2.5 years and a couple of races later, on January 6th, 2021, so something good did come that day, we found out that a birth mother had chosen us and our son was going to be born in late April or early May. Of course, our daughter was over the moon that she was going to have a brother. For my wife and I, it was also a chance to think again about boy names. I might have suggested names like Jim, Killian, Billy, Andy, and Jones, and Wilkins. But it was only when I suggested Ethan that my wife said, that could be a possibility. Well, we went back and forth with a few other names, but Ethan was born on April 19th, healthy and loved. Now I'm going to count on GRL, Daily Brew, and other Ginger Runner videos to help me stay awake for those middle of the night bottle feedings because we're on a different type of ultra right now.
What
Colin,
a sweet story.
What a sweet story.
I did not expect that to be the...
I think I half read through and I was like, I want to save it. I want to save it because I can tell it's a good story and that sort of thing. And I did not expect that. Colin, Ethan is a great name. I might be biased, but I have to say that Ethan,
I agree. Ethan is a great name.
Growing up as an Ethan in the 90s was a challenge because people are like,
it was
kind of name
like,
is
it
that?
felt like kind of a new name at that time, like
Totally.
80s.
Yeah, no one really had that name.
Yeah.
But now I think it's much more accepted.
And I think we have Colin. Yeah, Colin is in the chat.
Colin, congratulations on both of these amazing children, 2015 and in 2021. That is amazing. Congratulations to you and your growing family. And I absolutely love that you chose the name Ethan. It is going to be a great name. Your son's going to be awesome. They're going to be
super funny,
really smart,
really great runner.
Mediocre runner, possibly. But that's what a great story, Colin. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I hope that the ultra journey is going well for you because starting a family, I can only imagine.
And I hope your daughter is still happy that she got a little brother.
So cute.
Yeah.
We have a couple longer stories to share here. This one comes to us from Sebastian.
Was it more current?
Yeah, we're now starting to get into the more current stories. Yeah, those were just really great updates that I wanted to make sure that we shared between. Dear Kim and Ethan, hello, all you lovely people. Today, I'd like to share my story and my amazing running year 2021 with you guys. I want to keep the bad times brief. Like many others, I have struggled with mental health issues. I still do and always will. There were times I've been drunk almost every day and did not want to live anymore. I know how it feels when anxiety strikes, and after quite a journey through the healthcare system, I have been diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and ADHD at the age of 32 and categorized 70% severely disabled. What a bummer. Furthermore, I finally faced my childhood trauma of sexual abuse and began therapy. Not what I expected to happen, but hey, from here, it can only get better, right? It doesn't come as a surprise that running helped me out of that rough patch. Rewind to 2013. My running journey started when a shoulder injury permanently kept me from rock climbing. After 6 months of doing not much but drinking, my uncle, who's an Ironman and 15-time New York Marathon finisher, inspired me to start running. I ran 15K on my first day. The next day, I ran 33K until I could not go on and had to sit down next to the road. Now, who does that? Maybe a future ultra runner? However, at that time, I didn't even know that something like ultra running or ultra trail running existed. I did not know or expect that there are people who go for 100K or even 100 miles or more. I never knew that that was even possible. In August of 2013, after 6 weeks of training and 2 weeks of tapering, I finished my first trail marathon, including 5,000 feet of vert, in 5 hours and 7 minutes. 2 months later, I finished my third marathon. Looking back, I think that was quite a start. Fast forward, when I hit my absolute low point of mental health a couple of years ago, I actually already knew what I had to do. But at that time, I wasn't really a runner anymore. In 2017 and 2018, I hardly ran. But in 2019, I picked up again and started working on my comeback. Still no races yet. I had them planned for 2020. But guess what? My plans got crushed by that ugly pandemic. Still, my training was going well at that point, and I managed to derive enough mental strength from running to keep on training as hard as I could. I was finally sober for the first time in my life since I started drinking. I finally began to gain some control over my anxiety, my depression, and trauma. I was then lucky enough to get a spot for the International Alpine Trail Run Festival in Innsbruck in September of 2020. It was my first 100 kilometer, and the midnight start and 16,000 feet of vert scared the hell out of me, but I had no choice. I had to deal with the nausea right from the start, but I pushed through and I finished. And now, let me recap my incredible 2021 season. I still can't believe it. Maybe it was the most energetic and joyful year of my life. In July, I participated in the Stubai Ultra, starting in the heart of Innsbruck and finishing on a glacier after 70K and tons of climbing. What a spectacular trail. I had a blast and finished in 12 hours, 42 minutes, a time fast enough to earn respect from the locals. I was surprised, proud, and very happy. My wonderful wife and little son were there with me. And in August, I invited a friend who was struggling with an eating disorder and overweight to run with me the marathon where I had started my running journey back in 2013 to prove to himself what he is capable of doing. We ran the whole thing together, and I had such a great time returning to my running roots and cheering for all those brave people fighting the cutoffs. We finished just within the limit of 7 hours, and it was my friend's first marathon. What an achievement for him, and what an honor for me to be there with him. In September, finally, my big day had come to tackle the 100-mile distance. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic plans had changed, and there was no one able to join me for crew and company. Guess how scared I was to fly to Croatia all alone and to try to run the 100 miles of Istria. But I wanted it. I really wanted it, and knew that I could do it. I was thinking of the memorable Ginger Runner episode with Ladia Albertson-Junkins about Gabe Grunwald and the Brave Like Gabe Foundation. I have a postcard with her message pinned to my fridge. It's okay to struggle, but it's not okay to give up on yourself or your dreams. It's obvious what I had to do, right? I was given the opportunity to go there, toe the line, and give my best. What would Gabe have done? She would have gone there and crushed it by any means. So I had to get my shit together and do it. The race is actually 104 miles, including over 21,000 feet of climbing, and even the amazing Dylan Bowman spent 17 hours, 51 minutes, and 50 seconds out there running the course record. So I knew I was in for quite a lonesome adventure when I realized, standing at the start line, that my phone suddenly did not work anymore, cutting me off from my friends and family for the entire race. Seems like I was really meant to be alone on this one.
Oh, man.
And it was not easy. But during the 32 hours, 36 minutes it took me, I never considered to quit. I don't think I ever experienced such a rush of determination and focus before. When I crossed the finish line after having seen the sunset, rise, and set again, I felt relief. However, it felt unreal as well, as I was probably too exhausted to feel much at all. It took weeks until a true sense of accomplishment finally came up. 3 weeks after my 100-mile finish, I ran a small 50K with 6,400 feet of vert just for fun and finished in 5 hours, 53 minutes. I felt stoked and deeply thankful throughout that entire race. What a magical season, 2021. Everything I tried was successful. I still can't believe it. Currently, I am planning my 2022 season. I want to go for some seriously mountainous 100K races, and we are waiting for our second son to be born. Our 3-year-old is starting to run the local trails, starting to run the trails in our local forests like a complete maniac. His downhills are reckless. Looks like I got some competition coming up. And finally, you awesome guys over there in North America, thank you all for the inspiring, encouraging, insightful, joyous hours I have spent listening to you. You are a part of my running journey. Your voices have become so familiar. You feel like good friends to me, even though we have never met. And I have a question. I am not a member in any local running club. Lately, a friend of mine wondered why I run so much, but do not join any club. I told him that I actually am in a club, but it's kind of a global one, the Ginger Runner. Thinking about that, it came to my mind that I would like to enter the Ginger Runner crew as my official club in future races. Would you allow me to do so? And of course, I have recently joined your Patreon. And last but not least, and in case you decide to read this out, Ethan, I want to encourage everyone out there struggling with mental health and addiction to seek help and never give up. No matter who you are or how hard it gets, no matter how much suffering is needed, keep on fighting, get up, and put in the work for your comeback. You are worth it. Best wishes for you, Kim and Ethan, and thanks again for your great work and company. Your friend from Germany, Sebastian.
What an incredible story.
Amazing story, Sebastian. Amazing story. I'm so thankful for your story. I'm so proud of you for having such an amazing 21 season. Obviously, you had to overcome a lot to get there, and you were able to piece things together this year despite adversity, and
even just
amazing
problem solving and kind of facing what the internal stuff was and taking care of that, or at least starting to take care of that is a big step. But then also bringing your friend into your running journey and supporting them and getting them involved. And then just going out and crushing everything.
Yeah. Amazing.
And Camille says, wow, it's so incredible. Jean Ives in the chat, amazing. Sebastian, Meredith, incredible story. Yeah, this is why we love doing viewer mail. We get to hear from you all. We get to hear what's going on in your lives. And I just love it.
Yeah. Sebastian, your story is one that is a perfect example of why the viewer mail episodes exist, like Kim said, because it's one thing for us to sit and read your story and be touched by it and be honored that you would share it with us. But it's another thing to be able to share it with the community because it will help someone.
Yep.
If not to help them get help or find help, but also to help inspire those who need that extra bit of inspiration right now. So congratulations, Sebastian. What a great year. And as far as absolutely GR crew, if they, I think some European races ask for like, what community are you a part of, or what's your club, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's your running club? GR crew, Ginger Runner crew, use it.
We're happy to have you.
We're happy to have you. I hope you're getting some of the Daily Brew episodes as well, because I know those are providing some fun entertainment for people. So absolutely honored. Thank you, Sebastian, for sharing your story. And congrats.
Yeah, very cool.
I've been super excited
cool.
to read this next one because he's one of our favorite people. We've never met him, but Mubarak Al-Khulafi from Qatar is an ongoing fiend when it comes to running. He participates in GR, in Gingermas, in like every event that we host and post.
Yeah, if you do our events and you've seen our videos, you also probably know Mubarak.
Mubarak Al-Khulafi is amazing. He's so positive and fun. He did the video for GR, and he looped in a bunch of his friends, and they ran around Qatar. He was the winner for our video project this year. Yeah, he was our winner for the filmmaker project. He also recently ran around Bangkok, which is super crazy. Ran literally around the city. But this story is amazing and a testament to Mubarak and his ability to run. He's super talented. All right, here we go.
Do you need a sip of your tea?
By the way, my voice, I lost my voice at the Kraken game on Friday. I was very fortunate to go, but I screamed my ass off. So my voice is today is finally good. But if I talk for longer than 15 minutes, my voice is
yeah. I think your voice is going to be trashed again tomorrow.
Oh, 100%.
I did get you tea though.
And I appreciate that because I probably would have just drank a bunch of alcohol and made my voice worse. All right. Hello, Ethan, Kim, and Sweet Gus. Sorry it took a while for me to stay in touch, but here I am writing again. Yay! This story takes place in the year of the pandemic, 2020. Since all races around the world came to a halt and I just finished running around my house 1,000 times, I was ready to pick a bigger goal, to run around Qatar and take the FKT title. So this is a big undertaking. By the way, he sent this recently, but it is a story from 2020, which I believe he's still working on the video for. The seed to this idea was planted in my head in 2018 when Monsieur Pierre Daniel did the FKT self-supported with a compass and a map. Beast. Back then, I didn't know him personally, and I came to know about him from TV. That same year, I was running Oman by UTMB. I DNF'd early, and that's when I met Coach Ryan. He is a close friend of Pierre, and we talked a lot about that FKT. Then he said, "Call me when you're feeling like taking that title. I will be happy to help." In my mind, I was like, no way I'll run 477 kilometers. He must be crazy. I must say, though, that watching all the amazing athletes on the show, GRL, did water that seed since then, and now it was time to give this big dream of mine a go. I called Ryan, and he coached me for 6 months. I was supposed to run in January 2021, but changed it to November 2020 because of job restrictions. My coach approved the date shift, and I was happy to do it supported because I was always jealous of the American style of racing where you get to have crew and pacers. Also, I thought it would be a great experience to share between my friends, family, and myself. But what came out of it exceeded my expectations. I picked my dream team, and on the 28th of November, the expedition began moving. I started from Doha Corniche, not sure of the pronunciation, with a target to come back to the same spot in less than 7 days. When it came to the weather, I told my friends that I was surely blessed. It was cool and cloudy most of the time. The wind was at my back, and when I changed directions from north to south, it changed with me. A friend of mine looked straight into my eyes and told me, "Mubarak, their grandmothers in their homes praying for you to finish this safely." The whole country was following me, TV channels and newspapers covering the event from day one. I had many family, friends, runners, and triathlon club members driving across the country to support me and pace me. It was so overwhelming. Even strangers who saw me on social media and in the street came to say hello. I was running for 15 hours each day and broke that down to 5 by 3 hour segments. For each segment, I would run for 2.5 hours and rest for half. It was the adventure of a lifetime right in my own backyard. To cut a very long story short, on the 6th day, I reached the Doha Corniche on Friday afternoon, and it was packed with people. It was better than UTMB. I had my friends running with me and people cheering on the final 5K stretch. When I saw the end of the Corniche where I started, they handed me the flag and I started flying. 484 kilometers in 155 hours, 30 minutes, and 1 second ended with my head on the ground, thanking God for all of his blessings. Finally, through your channel, I would like to extend my thanks to my family, crew, friends, my coach who believed in me before I believed in myself, and special thanks to you, Ethan and Kim, for this amazing channel that serves as a great platform for this great sport and links us all together. You can find out more on my FKT on the FKT website. You can go to fastestknowntime.com, and it is the Around Cutter FKT. There's a link here, but it's got a lot of like letters and digits and stuff like that. But go to the Fastest Known Time website.
Yeah.
Look it up. QATAR. I am also working on a short film that should be out later this year. Till the next adventure, your biggest fan from Cutter, Mubarak.
I also want to just mention Mubarak does have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So if you haven't checked it out already, it's Mubarak Thursday is their YouTube channel. He posts the coolest thing. I mean, it's Ginger Runner, like GRGR stuff, but it's for us when we first saw one of his very first video submissions. I can't remember which one it was.
GRGR like 16 or something.
For us, it was, I felt it was really special because we were getting to see an area that we have never been to. That's, I don't know. It really makes you feel like, oh yeah, running does bring us all together. Even if we're super far apart. We've never seen this type of terrain before in person. But yeah, he makes excellent films. And it sounds like he's got another one in the making for this.
I can't wait to see this one, Mubarak. And Mubarak, he makes us so happy, even though, as I mentioned, we have never met him, but he's the type of human where you watch him in his videos or you hear his stories and you just can't help but like him.
Yeah.
And I know Mubarak, if we ever meet you, I know it's going to be like a giant bear hug. Like he's that type of guy who's just so loving, and he loves this freaking sport.
Yeah.
He loves this sport and does some amazing stuff for it. So Mubarak, thank you for one, just being an amazing member of this community and watching and participating in our events and like having fun with everything. You are setting the bar high, and we absolutely love everything you do. I can't wait to see what's next. I mean, he ran around Bangkok. That actually is what next.
Phuket, right?
Or Phuket. He ran around Phuket and set the FKT there too, I think.
Yeah.
And that was like another like
just a bonkers
300
thing,
miles
like,
or something.
I think he
crazy.
just went and did it.
Yeah.
And Brian in the chat says, Mubarak is amazing. Well done in all that you do. Always bringing the epic good times and pizza.
And pizza.
Which is featured in the GRGR.
It's GRGR
video.
film. Yeah. They stopped at Papa John's throughout Doha, which is amazing.
They had a lot of pizza.
They had a lot of pizza. This next one comes to us from Brian Fagundes, GR crew member. Hi, Ethan, Kim, and Gus. I truly would not have so many amazing friends and magical memories this year if it wasn't for your generosity and welcoming culture in creating the GR crew. Indeed, meeting up with fellow crew members for adventures, virtual and in real life, have been the highlights of my year. I wanted to give a special shout out to Marie Claude for being the best trivia queen ever. Through her hard work and passion, a group of us have become family, getting through life's extremes, highs and lows. And another thanks to Yasa for helping plan another global virtual event, the GR Crew Winter Solstice 24-hour relay. Please check out our Discord virtual races channel for info on helping support each other to shine light on the darkest day of the year for us Northern Hemisphere folks. Until next time, be kind, smile deeply, and run freely. Rock Lobster, aka Brian.
Oh, thanks for that message, Brian.
Appreciate
and
that,
if you are on our Discord server in the GR crew, I think it was last year, Yasa also set up the like running over the winter solstice.
Yeah, it's really cool
as well. So if you're interested and you're part of the GR crew, go check it out on Discord. I think there'll be like a spreadsheet to sign up for whatever hour that you want.
Yeah, again, another testament to the GR crew. Join us on Patreon because the crew has taken it upon themselves to create some incredible events. So not only is there a trivia night every week, there's a book club now. There's these virtual events that are happening with just members of the community. It is welcoming and loving and supportive, and it is incredible. It's incredible. So consider joining if you haven't. If you're looking for a community, you're looking for friends, got a lot of them.
And yeah, shout out to Marie Claude as well. I know we've talked about Marie Claude on Daily Brew a lot, but Marie Claude has put on a fantastic trivia night every Thursday since near the beginning of the pandemic.
It's super cool. This is no longer just a YouTube channel. If you're watching this, you're going, what are you even talking about? Like this has grown beyond the YouTube channel. It is an incredible community. And we're very, very thankful for people like them. Ariel, hi, Ethan and Kim. After 2020 being what it was, I had to make 2021 a redemption year for racing. My A race was the Chicago Marathon this past October. I trained from May to October. Training had its up and downs, but for the most part, it was smooth sailing. Balancing marathon training with my full-time job as an OR nurse was exhausting at times, but it was worth it. As a tune-up, I ran a half marathon on the Centennial Trail and PR'd 1:44:39. It gave me the confidence boost that I could run fast and furious in Chicago, and I felt like I was prepared for anything that Chicago threw at me. What I wasn't prepared for was how disgustingly hot and humid it was from the beginning. As a born and raised Washingtonian, I don't do well with humidity. I went out strong, but by mile 10, I felt like my race was starting to unravel. The weather sucked the life out of my legs, and my PR goal of a sub 3:48 went out the window. Plan B was sub 4, and nothing was going to take that from me. I had to fight to the finish, scored an 800-meter PR at the end, woohoo, and ended up running a 3:58:25. I even vlogged about it, and so far, 1.1 thousand views. Crushing it with the vlog. I firmly believe is that if the weather was better, I would have PR'd. But 2021 wasn't done with Chicago. Back when I was watching the Western States live stream during the summer, I finally signed up for my first ultra marathon, the Grand Ridge 50K. Call it hubris, but I thought, surely I'll be fit enough for an ultra 4 weeks after Chicago, right? Anyways, fast forward to November. After a lot of grinding it out, hobbling, crying, and eating all the snacks, I finished my first ultra marathon in 8:16:30. I have big plans for 2022, Sun Mountain 50, Oregon Cascades 100. I'm going to try and earn a lottery spot for Western States. Even if it's a small chance, it's still a chance, and it's worth chasing after. Best, Ariel. Excellent, Ariel. Congratulations on Chicago.
What a great year, yeah.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it on Daily Brew, but yeah, congratulations on Chicago. Great race there, and congratulations on your first ultra marathon as well. Awesome.
Just a quick comment from the chat from Meg. Meg says, just to echo what Brian had said in his viewer mail, I don't think I'd have made it through this year without trivia friends. My big memory of finishing my 50K is hearing you through the dark from Steve's phone. That's very, very cool.
It's very cool. Meg, we appreciate you saying that. And yeah, the trivia crew has sort of taken on a life of its own. Like they've just become such great friends, and it's a really neat thing. We absolutely love it. This comes to us from Deb. After years of feeling defeated about running and races because of lagging performance and mental fog, I've finally had a successful year of getting my groove back. What I thought was me being a back of the packer that wasn't working hard enough or consistently enough turned out to be menopause. It didn't even occur to me that I was old enough for that to happen, which I'm discovering is a fairly common assumption for women who are in their 40s like I was. Knowing what was really going on, and with the help of some knowledgeable professionals, I was able to course correct my health and training goals to work with my body and brain instead of just training harder. For the first year since 2017, I was successfully able to run and finish a full season of races, including my dream goal of finishing the Triple Crown of 200s.
No big deal.
No big deal. I love having the things that bring me joy back into my life because it helps managing the things I can't control, like the pandemic, etc., much easier. Cheers, Deborah. No
Deborah,
big deal.
Congratulations. Good on you for trying to figure out what was going on with your body, getting the answers, seeing the right folks for that. And Triple Crown of 200s. Incredible.
I mean, finishing one 200-mile race is bonkers enough, but let alone all three of the big ones. And they're all over 200 miles. Like, it's just crazy. So Deborah, that was fantastic. We're so happy for you. And thank you for sharing that story. This one comes to us from Drew. I think I have two set aside to wrap it up. This one comes to us from Drew. Kim and Ethan, greetings. It looks like I sent you guys a viewer email on this very day last year. It's kind of cool to look back and reflect. This time last year, I had recently finished a virtual half marathon, my longest distance in years. In my email then, I told you guys my big goal for 2021 was to run my first full marathon since 2003. Well, I skipped over that and ran a 50K instead. 2021 was to run my... skipped a line. On September 11th, my family and I traveled up to the Poconos in Pennsylvania, and I completed my first 50K, the Boulder Field Ultra. It was an absolutely incredible experience. The weather was perfect, the course was amazing, the runners were great, and I got to share the experience with my family. There's nothing like coming up to the aid station to see my crew captain and best friend, wife Nicole, and 4 daughters, yes, I have 4 beautiful daughters, cheering me on and handing me refills of Tailwind and Spring Energy. It was the highlight of 2021 and one of my most cherished memories of my life. I thought about the GR crew often, rocking my GR shirt for half the race as I wandered the rocky trails that morning. The support and love that this group puts out to its fellow members is something truly special. Kim and Ethan, you should be very proud of what you've built here. Thank you for helping to introduce me to the world of trail and ultra running. It's been an amazing journey and one I plan to continue into 2022 and beyond. Much love to you all. Cheers, Drew. Fantastic, Drew. Congrats. I love being able to read your email from November 2020 on that show. If you go back, December 2020. I think the viewer mail episode, we must have read Drew's email. But then to be able to have a follow-up a year later and hear about this, fantastic, man. Congratulations. Is Drew in the chat? I could have sworn I saw Drew in the chat earlier.
I'm not sure. Deborah is in the chat, though.
Yes.
So Deborah is here, and Deborah says it took warrior level dedication for sure.
I mean, yeah. Just being able to commit to those races, the training that's required.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent job. All right. Our final viewer mail tonight, and then we'll wrap up the show, move into our after show, comes to us from Vivian Stremecki, a GR crew member. Kind of long story. Please let me know if anything needs to be changed or clarified.
We're going to need to make you some edits. And Drew is here. Drew says, hey,
okay.
I'm here. Thanks,
I knew it.
guys.
I knew Drew was here. Don't worry, Vivian. I just changed everything. I moved stuff around and just made it up.
We just rewrote your story.
Yeah, just rewrote it. No, I didn't touch anything. Today, December 7th, 2021, marks the 1-month anniversary of running the New York City Marathon, where I had the honor and privilege of representing the Brave Like Gabe Foundation. I even surpassed my fundraising goal. Woohoo! And what month it has been, because I am also in the midst of my first year of teaching. I work as a 5th grade teacher. The marathon was sandwiched in between my first set of parent-teacher conferences and Q1 report cards going home. By the way, not complaining. It is kind of my style to do a massive running events during the most non-optimal time. First marathon was during my last final week as a college student. DIY 50K First Ultra was during Gingermas 2020. And Tiger Claw Virtual was also in a finals week, though I was a grad student. So yeah, I am crazy. Though with anniversaries often come reflection. I reflect on the little girl who failed the mile fitness test every single year and absolutely hated running. But now at 24, she has 2 marathons and an ultra under her belt. It is truly amazing the ways that running has enriched my life. Running is very much my self-care as well as keeping me hopeful for the future. It is my alone time after work. I am the world's biggest introvert. It is my way to get fresh air and clear my mind. It has also given me so much self-confidence by allowing me to see my own strength. Running was the vehicle where I was able to find my chosen family. I can confidently say that I'm a much better human because of them. I'm also very excited and encouraged to see the growth in awareness and maturity that I am sure I will have in the future. Also, without them, there is no way I would have survived the last 2 years before becoming a teacher. I worked as a contact tracer while becoming a full-time grad student. Beyond my reflection, I wanted this note to act as a massive thank you and virtual hug to the GR community, as well as a reminder. It never ceases to amaze me just how incredibly unfair, painful, and difficult life truly is, but at the same time, it is the most beautiful, magical, and amazing thing. Never in a million years would I have thought that I would fall in love with running and be given the many gifts it has given me. So please remember, there is always light, hope, and love all around us, even if you can't see it. I promise it is, and always will be there. Thank you so much, Vivian, for these wonderful words.
Yeah, that was like a perfect way to wrap it up.
And we're so happy for you with the marathon, the 50K, like everything that you've done this year. And Vivian's also been a longtime viewer, a wonderful member of the community. And despite all of, I mean, she's always working. She works incredibly hard when she was a student and now in her career.
Teacher, yeah.
But she finds time to join the community. She's made spreadsheets for us and like logged all of our shows. And she just does so much extra stuff for the community that she's amazing. She goes above and beyond. So Vivian, we would like to tip the hat to you as well. And this is just a wonderful note and sort of a wonderful way for us to sort of wrap up our viewer mail episode, because you're absolutely right. I didn't ever anticipate having a YouTube channel that revolved around running. I didn't think running would have the hold on my life that it has, the impact. It's been amazing to see this community grow, to see and share and hear the stories of the viewers and the people who are running across the globe, just doing their own thing or racing their own thing, or families or all their own journeys. Very unique. It's been amazing. It's changed my life. It's changed Kim's life. It's changed our family. So thank you for shining some light on that, Vivian. And again, reminding everybody that there is always light, even if you can't see it. There's always love, hope, and light.
You're an incredible person, Vivian, and I'm so happy that you're a teacher, because we need more people like you as teachers.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
That, my friends, is going to wrap up our Ginger Runner Live. We have one more Ginger Runner Live episode next Tuesday. It is our Gingermas episode. It's sort of our farewell to the year. We do take a bit of a hiatus over the holidays to just breathe a little bit. But this is going to be
editing.
Yeah. This break is going to be probably one of the busiest breaks we've ever taken, because we'll be finishing our build here on the studio. You probably noticed, if you are tuning in for the first time in a while, that our backgrounds have changed a few times, and we're in the midst of building a new background for Ginger Runner Live and for our Daily Brew set and stuff like that. So most of that will take place in the next couple of months, and we'll be able to come back and be able to share that with all of you. But if you would like to see what happens in that downtime and like to be a part of the crew and get a lot of behind the scenes peeks behind the curtain, you can join the GR crew by going to patreon.com/thegingerrunner. That's it.
We'll be doing Daily Brews.
Yeah, we'll be doing Daily Brews.
We'll take a little time away from Daily Brew as well, but we will be doing more Daily Brews as well.
Yeah.
Brian quickly asked, where is Gus? Gus, he's right there. You can see a teeny tiny bit of his fur.
That's fur right there. There it is. That's his little fur.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being open and sharing your stories with us and with the viewers. We appreciate you all so much.
We are going to move right into our after show for the GR crew member, where we'll just kind of share some stories a little bit and wrap up the evening. But again, Gingermas is taking place this weekend. I'll post some stuff on social and stuff. We've kind of kept it a little bit more secretive this year, only because we get overwhelmed. I think last year we got overwhelmed by the number of participants. So we've kept it more like those who know about Gingermas. No. So if you go to gingermas.com, all the info is there. All the registration is open, ready to go. It'll take place Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we'll be giving away a ton of stuff next Tuesday to wrap up the year. So thank you all. We'll see you in the after show. Have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, everyone.
Get out there, train hard, race harder, and party the hardest.
Bye.
Bye.
Ginger.